Alrighty, guys and gals, welcome back. It is the Ironman challenge.
Hail.
That's the Ironman right up there. Our current one. One of a long series of fail attempts. If you don't know, I got to level 57. That's my highest attempt yet. But we're rolling along. Level 42 here. This episode, I'm leaving Ironforge, and we are flying right now through the wetlands. We're going to be heading up to the Arathi Highlands, where we're going to do this quest. I might also take a chance and see if we can get the courier, because I have a Psychic Scream rank 3. This now scares 4 enemies away. Now, only for 8 seconds. A little bit risky. I might do it. If we can just burn the NPC down with the documents we need, we can, just run away, reset. We'll see how we're feeling about that. I don't know. Yeah. This quest leads to, I think, battling Fazrak, which we're not going to be doing. And then eventually way back up here to defeat the Princess Misriel, which we are definitely not going to do. I bought some lesser bloodstone ore off the auction house, 4 pieces. This is a favor for Classic. I'm not a miner, so I can't get it, so we can turn that in Booty Bay. I got the 4 pieces for, I think, 40 silver. Something like that. Anyway, let's get into it. How you circus freaks doing? Hope you're doing well. I guess as well as a circus freak can do. They could probably do quite well. I don't know. I don't really know. I'm not really an authority on circus freaks. I'm not an expert, but, maybe... I've got some experience with circus freaks. Let's be a little bit careful. Let's move some of these out of the way here. I don't think anything pops out that we need to fight. Hey, you knocked me down with your blue eyes. Some kind of geode, probably. Just did 2 episodes back-to-back of Silent Hill 2, man. Good God. If you like scary games... Well, you've probably already played it, if you like scary games. It's pretty creepy. Some of it's a little bit frustrating. I get frustrated with combat a little bit. There are certain things in the game where they'll do like this AoE thing on you. So your character gets stuck in this animation. And when you come out of the animation, you pretty much get hit every single time. And it's bullshit. I don't like it. Yeah, so I'm going to abandon that quest. We're supposed to kill Fazrak, and we cannot do that. That's going to be an elite quest. Not that. This. I can't do that part. All right. Let's hide that. Let's mount up here. See about the courier. Hold one. I don't think these buzzards drop the thing we need. So, I'll tell you what. Let's just run this way first, see if we come across them. I've got my Desperate Prayer here. Oh, you know what else I have? Oh, never mind. I think they're humanoids. I was going to say, I have Shackle Undead, but I think they're humanoids. If they're undead, that would be nice. Because what I can do is I can stand far away, shackle, choose one of them to shackle. They try to burn the courier down. As a matter of fact, here they are. Are they undead? They're humanoids. They look undead, don't they? I don't know, man. That's 4 melee mobs. Yeah, it's invalid target. Doesn't really make any sense to me. When you roll a character on the Horde, Forsaken, it's undead. All right, do I dare risk this? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to play it a little bit safer. I'm going to get near Refuge Point, so if I have to run out, I'll run into Refuge Point, and maybe those guards will help me. I don't know. Level 35. They're all level 35. This is pretty risky. We're going to give it a shot. I've got Bubble. There's Fozrock right there. So he's neutral, if you're wondering. But obviously if you attack him, you're in trouble. He's got Healer, Caster, Melee right there with him. These guards aren't exactly close to the road, though. I gotta run. Fucking nervous, man. That's not what I wanted to happen right there. Let me see if this guard actually helps. He doesn't. And they reset. Yeah, the guard doesn't help me. So I got unfortunate. I got unlucky with the one that I scared. This would be doable if I could fear. Okay, I think we got her here. We do.
Well done.
Now I just run. And they'll reset. Okay. Take that. Let's go turn that back into Quay. The Quaster. Quailale day. Yeah, sure. Who's farming these? Nobody we can buff. I think this leads to the escort, which is in and of itself pretty dangerous.
Hello.
Simply because
See
of the
you
way
around.
that it's designed.
Safe travels. Have a good one.
I am honored. Farewell. Goddess watch over you.
Because they don't, she doesn't stop. If you're a caster, man, and you're out of mana, she just keeps on walking. This is her destination right up here. We'll see how it goes. We're going to let her pull. I don't think I can buff her up, can I? No. Cannot. I think I can heal her, though.
Hello.
Nope, I can't even heal her, apparently. She's level 38, so you wouldn't think she would pull these too easily. Hello there. Be on her paws, so she shifts into a druid. Oh, she heals herself. Okay. So I'm going to go easy on the mana because I'm going to need it. She can go heal, bear, or DPS like a true druid. I can just straight up get rid of that. Okay. Didn't mana up here. I guess that's not a good play, man. She's doing all right. I got to drink up quick here. This shit, man.
What brings you here?
She's kind of beefy. She can heal herself too, so let's get full mana here. I think we've got another ambush right up here. We do. Maybe we do. We do. All right, she's going to battle, what's his name? Now, you can get really unlucky with this quest, and the couriers can respawn while you're doing this, and it's like the worst case, because they literally respawn, like, right there. He's dead. Okay, we're going to have to hold off mobs. Is that what happens here? Yeah. Well, I have no mana. Okay, let's get out of here. Good. Okay, so she's going to run back. See if she pulls more. Okay, not too bad. How come I can't get rid of the disease? Oh, it's abolishing the disease. Yeah. Can I fight him? Yes. Go bear and taunt.
Well done.
Hey there. Be careful. Farewell.
Okay, South Shore. Well, how close are we? Let's fly to South Shore then. We'll run back here. Hold on, guys. Squirtle, Squirtle.
What can I do for you?
Oh, Squirtle. Okay. Real sorry about that. There's 2 of our fish.
Be good.
How are you?
Pretty good.
Safe travels.
Pretty. Okay. It's my neighbor is having trouble with the computer. Well, it's really not the computer; it's the operators. Help him out this weekend if I can, and maybe tomorrow. Says he's having to change passwords. Like I can't really do anything there. I mean, just change your password. I don't, I can't really help too much there. I think one of the sites that he gets information from for his from a hospital or something, they're telling him that they think the email is blocked, so he can't get it. I don't know. That's just a matter of going into the spam or whatever and seeing if it's there and adding it to the, the OK list. But it'd be difficult for me to explain it to him, so I'll just go over and see if I can do it. Lawmaster Dibs. Yes. All right, Finn. What's happening?
Light be with you.
Which one sells for the mostest? The mostest.
For the Alliance.
The dubstep leggings right there. I think you mean light step. I think your mama means light step. What are we going to do now? We'll figure it out. Let's take a look at the old quest log here. Okay. I know exactly what we're going to do. We're going to Hearth to Stoutlager. We've got a quest here. And then we're going to go back into the Badlands and finish the Buzzards, I think is what we will doobie. It's right over across the water here. Well, across the land. That's what we'll do. I don't mind helping them out the computer. They're an elderly couple. He's got a lot of health problems and stuff, and I cleaned off a virus, a terrible virus on their computer. It actually blue screened, and I had to rebuild the thing. Well, I didn't actually rebuild it. I actually got a rootkit to clean it up, and I was finally able to restore from a save point that wasn't working before. It was kind of a pain in the ass. But their computer is so slow. It's 8 gigs of RAM on Windows 10. I think it had 16 gigs of RAM. So I upgraded it as much as I could. And I gave them... They had a mechanical hard drive, which was pegged out. It was getting ready to die, so... I did a ghost clone to an SSD drive, solid state drive.
Interest you on a pint? Off with you.
Let's heal him up. There you go, my friend. Enjoy that. I can't have his intellect there. Anyway, I upgraded it. Upgraded the memory, changed the hard drive for him. That was really all I could do. The system, the processor is locked to the system board. So shit. But it's much faster than it was. I made a clean restore point. So Windows comes with, firewall, antivirus, all this bullshit. Doesn't really seem to help, does it? Yeah, like I said, I don't really mind helping them. It can be frustrating especially if it's something like where I'm just kind of like sitting there and he's like he's trying to remember a password or type something in. Like there's nothing I can do, you know, because I don't know what his password is, and he'll fat finger a key and then he hits enter, and then it's, you know, it's a little bit frustrating. Hey, freaks. Let's turn up the ground clutter here. Buzzards. We'll run down this way, but let's slay some buzzards while we are here. We need their gizzards. 4 more of them. Oh, there's a chest right there. Hey, how's it going? I don't think we'll pull here. But just in case, if it's linked, let's get manted up here. It's not too bad. Take that. I've decided to stop tipping because it's getting ridiculous. It's been ridiculous. I was looking at a bunch of forums and stuff. Most Americans are against it. It affects obviously the people who depend on tips, because so the minimum wage is $7.25 here. So, but some states, they pay their employees more than that. But I was looking into it, and I never really looked into it too closely. I think there are 12 states that they pay $2.15. It's like it's the federal minimum of what they can get away with. But here's the thing. It also depends on the tip that the person is getting. It's a very complicated system. And it's a fucking stupid system. It actually has roots in slavery. I looked it up. But yeah, it just allows employers to pay the bare minimum that they're allowed to pay, and then the public pays the rest of their salary, which is fucking stupid. But it depends on the amount. So if the person, I think if he gets less than a $5 tip or a certain percentage, then the employer has to make up for it. If he gets no tip, then the employer is required to pay the $7.25 minimum wage. It's a really strange thing. But it's such a corrupt system, man. We're one of the few wealthy nations in the world, I think the only one, where tipping is a thing. Other countries, they actually pay the people who work for them a living wage, which is how it should be. Now, there are people who would make a lot less money without tips. Like, I get it, but like that's on the fucking employer, man. You know, if it's that kind of job where, you know, it's a rough job, maybe pay the person more to do it. So I think really the only people who are not in favor of it are the people who make a shit ton of money off of tips, right? And I understand it's what they're used to. Got to be careful here. Okay, we're going to slay some bone snappers. Anyway, I've stopped doing it because I don't like go out to eat. I don't go out to restaurants, you know. But like delivery drivers and stuff, man, that come from Walmart. So here's the thing: Walmart charges you a $5 delivery fee, but that's not a tip. That's not the tip for the driver. And that's really the only thing. The only place I go that requires a tip. But I'm not doing it anymore. Make fucking Walmart pay the employees. But it would have to be the majority of people would have to stop doing it before anything happened, I think. But it's interesting to read both sides of it. It all comes down to the greed of these corporations who want the most profit. It's in our hands to pay the living wage, so they can get away with paying $2.15 to the employee. And that's what big tips do. If you're a big tipper, then especially if it's like these fucking restaurants where it's somehow considered like you need to be 25% or more. That's, come on, man. That's ridiculous. Anyway, whatever. It depends on what's going on too, I think, because there are some people who make good money and they have very physically challenging jobs to do, right? Tow truck drivers and things like that. I don't know how much they make, but, a lot of times those guys are doing a lot of physical work, getting the car hooked up and all of that, But a person standing behind a counter in Starbucks? No. There's so many videos online where there's some automated system. There's like a machine that literally serves the coffee, and there's a sign on it that says, please tip. Like, tip who? The machine? Crazy. I just wish, man, I just wish we had I just wish the United States wasn't so consumed with greed as far as these corporations go. It just fucking ruins everything. There's also some places where the tips are pooled, and it's a requirement or it's a contractual agreement where you'll also, part of your tip will be paid out to another employee. This is just the fucking greed, man, of these employers. This guy's going to have a heal, I think. He should. Shamans usually do. He's got a healing ward. Okay, that's not too bad. I don't really care about that too much. There is the wrecking crew over there. Keep your eyes open for those bastards. Here's Murderlock. A little bit greedy here. Real greedy, in fact. I'm out of mana. Anyway, if you're somebody who works for tips, I'm not trying to piss anybody off or whatever, but just I just wish that employees would pay you guys and gals a good living wage, so you don't have to rely on the kindness of complete strangers to help you pay for your bills and your rent. It's kind of ridiculous. Wait till he comes back over here. There's old Murderlock. All right. We need Endurium flakes from these freakos. Mm-hmm. Looks like we can get it off any of these bone snappers, or whatever they are. I think these things are related to dwarves or something like that. Isn't that the lore? You find out in Uldaman, right back there, that there's some kind of connection between the Trogs and the dwarves, I believe. A little bit like the Night Elves and the... What are those things called? Swamposaurus? I think there's a connection there as well. A bit unlucky there. Level 45, we can get the next level of drink, which I'm looking forward to. Looks like they've got an interrupt on them. There was somebody here when we first got here. I saw them over here. I guess they had just finished up. I've never had a job where I worked for tips. I've always had, you know, well, when I was very young, it was like physical labor jobs. Then I started working in an office, you know, in IT pretty early. I'm not cut out. I couldn't do any kind of customer facing job like that. It's just no way. But yeah, I mean, there are some jobs where, you know, with tips, plus the, you know, that $2.15, that minimum thing, I guarantee people are probably making 50, 60 bucks an hour, right? Here's the other thing that people don't, it's a negative about tipping. So there's been polls and studies done, and it's not surprising, the results of them, but, you know, women, and believe it or not, especially busty women, get bigger tips than non-busty women. Women get way more tips than, bigger tips than men do, so it's not like an equal thing. There's a name for it. I don't know what they called it, but, you know, so it's not... It's not real fair, I guess. Got an orc warlock over there. I was always a big tipper. I always have been. And it's not, here's the thing. So it's not that I don't want to tip people. I just don't like the idea that the corporations are so greedy that they have this system in place to where they have to pay as little as possible and rely on this tipping fucking scheme, right? That's just, I don't like those corporations being able to have that. They make enough fucking money. That's what I don't like about it. I'm not saying people don't deserve tips. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying they deserve to be paid a fair living wage and not rely on strangers. That's what I'm saying. But I know there's people out there who are like, there's no way my boss would pay me $45, $50 an hour, right? So, like, I get it. It's just this system that's wrecked everybody. Shaman. Let's get him out of the way. I guess they'll come into melee range. Yeah. I don't think I'm going to worry about his healing board. Okay, well, he's not going to put it up, so. This guy over here has a dungeon quest, I believe. Thorin the Lost. Anyway, I've got a Walmart delivery coming today. That's kind of why I brought it up, because I was just kind of thinking about it. And here's the thing, like, if you don't tip, like, I feel like an asshole, right? I feel like a stingy, and that's not the kind of person I am, but that's because of the system in place. If I choose not to tip, it's like on me, right? People don't look at it as, well, it's not your fault. It's the company's fault because they don't pay them, right? That's not how it works. You just look like like you don't appreciate somebody, which is what it really is the employer doesn't appreciate his employees is what that really is. Anyway, it's just one more like crazy thing here in the United States. And the system's been in place for so long, it's just the norm. It's just normalized now. Which in and of itself is a fucking crime, in my opinion. Buzzard wings and iridium flakes. We've got a better chance of getting the iridium flakes. Oh, I forgot the supply crate up there as well. Well, maybe this is the best place to get them. I don't know. We'll let's just keep working here. I'd like to finish one of these things. I don't think we're going to finish this today, but maybe we can get the 2 buzzard wings and the supply crate up here. Let's see if we can do that. Yeah, I was reading, a lot of these things I was reading where they were having these discussions and, pros and cons. There are people who never tip, and they're all over those comments because, like, somebody will post something like, what is the appropriate? And some people like, nothing. 0 is the appropriate. And then other people will be like, well, no, it's okay if you're in like some people, it's in a fancy restaurant. What does that have to do with anything if you're in a fancy restaurant? Right? That doesn't mean anything to me. And then other people are like, I only tip. The only time I ever tip is when I'm in a restaurant. I don't tip at Starbucks or blah, blah, blah. And then there are people like, this is part of the problem. This is part of the core problem. There's no if. Just don't tip. And if you don't tip, what's going to happen is those employees are going to be forced to pay at least that minimum wage of $7.25. So I had somebody on the channel was saying, like, because I said that's the minimum wage, and it's been like that, I think, for 20-something years. It's just stupid. And he's like, well, not everybody does that. There are states that pay higher. Yeah, there are states that pay higher. But there are a lot of states that pay lower as well. But the fact that it's $7.25 should be a fucking crime. You can't live off $7.25 an hour in this country, man. Nobody can. All right, I'm getting all hot and bothered. You can look it up. You can look up the states and what they pay, and you'll be surprised at how convoluted it is because it's based on the tip percentage. Is what they're. But like I said, if an employee gets 0 tip, then the employer is required to make up that minimum, which is $7.25, and this is part of the problem. But if they're getting more or over a certain amount, then it hits that threshold, and they're only required to pay them $2.15 an hour, right? But you can look it up if you're curious how stupid it is. Oh, no, okay. I really want to mess with you, Wolf. Let's go get the supply crate here. And... wait, where the hell is it? Is it back this way? Yeah, it's back this way. We get lucky on these last 2 gizzards, hopefully, here. I wouldn't even call it luck. Oh, I pulled him from a long way off there. Oh, it's because he's a starving buzzard. That's why. I've talked about this before in the game. Any mob that has starving in front of it, he has a much larger aggro range. Simply because he's starving. Smells that meat on your bones. Mm-hmm. Gross. Can't get iridium flakes off these freaks. Where's the supply crate there? It's been a hell of a week for me as far as ranting on the channel. One video I completely deleted. I don't know if it was the Iron Man or the Naked Warrior. Another one I edited 10 minutes out of it because I was ranting about the president. And people can't handle it.
Well done.
I thought they had scrap or something that we're supposed to be finding here. Maybe there's a follow-up to that. Maybe we've already done it. I don't know. The Naked Warrior and this character, they're just like the Iron Man is just, he's behind him. So the quests that I've already done, the Naked Warrior, they are familiar. So I get confused. Have I done it here? Have I done it there? I don't know if Holy Fire is worth it, man. If I crit with it, yeah, it's good, but it's such a long cast. It's not that much more damage than Smite. It's 3.5 seconds. 2 buzzard gizzards. Where does that get turned in? Right here. I don't know. What you guys got an opinion on tipping? If you're somebody who works for tips, obviously you rely on them, and that's I think it's sad that you have to rely on that, but I also realize you probably make a decent, it works out to a decent hourly rate with those tips. If you're somebody who doesn't work for tips, I would like to think or hope that you could see how bad, because there's some inequality with it, right? Like I was talking about. If you're male or female, black or white, those things matter. And they're not taken into consideration. But more importantly, how about we require the corporations to pay employees?
You got my attention. See you soon.
Crazy.
Off with you.
Oh, so there's the scrap metal. All right. Well, wait, 50 minutes in here? Let's just hunt down some buzzards. Got 30 minutes on the hearth, so I'll either log out up here somewhere. Plenty of rested XP. It doesn't really matter if I get to an inn. Or we'll just run back. Pearl diving, no thank you. It's around elite murlocs, I think. There's an ogre camp right over here. One of my least favorite things to do here in the Badlands are these rock elementals. Man, they're always being farmed. There's like 3 places you can get them, and they're just always being camped. At least on a, relatively populated server. We don't have much problem with any of that stuff with the Naked Warrior because he's on Classic Era. And there's just not really anybody over there. I did mark the patrol up, Boss Thogrum, so should be able to spot him if he's heading our way. There's some scrap metal. Place reminds me of Arizona. The look of it. See if we can spot a few buzzards. There's a nice place over here, but it's usually camped as well. In fact, it's just all buzzards over here around this fossil, whatever the hell it is. But let's see if we can maybe get a tag on 1 or 2. There we are. Oh, lovely. Nobody's farming them. Boss Thogren, he comes right through here, though, so be careful behind you if you happen to be here. Bubonic plague, huh? That's gotta suck. Change the subject, man. One. Oh, we also need buzzard wings. Okay, well, might make this a little longer episode. I'd like to get something done here. We've got a few things done. All right, one more wing. I'm kind of surprised there's nobody else here farming these things. I'm not going to complain. I like it. Resist, you fat bastard of a buzzard, ya. I don't know. Does anybody have any thoughts on that? Taking increased damage here. Oh, we got the gizzards. Oh, you son of a bitch. You stupid troll. We got a green necklace right there. Look at that. Can't wear that, obviously, but that should sell on the auction house, I'd imagine. Going through drinks like a lunatic. You ruined it, you stupid troll. Ruined it! I wouldn't have got what I needed anyway. Okay, one more buzzard wing. Surely we can find one more buzzard wing on the way back here. Look at all the undead horde running around here. Freaks. Bunch of freaks. Come on, be the one. Be the one. I'll wire you money secretly if you give it to me. Damn it. Fucker. I also heard something I didn't know about America. There are literally millions of people in America who are dead, 200-300 years old. Millions of them still receiving Social Security checks. You guys didn't know that. 100% fact, you know. One more buzzard. We're going to head on out here. We're over an hour in. I've got some shit to do to get my mind off what the fuck is going on. I think I'm actually going over to Heather's for dinner tonight. It's 4:30, so I got to find that out real soon. Also got a Walmart delivery coming. Please give me the gizzard. Or the wing.
Well done.
Appreciate you. All right, cool. Cool. So that goes there. Well, we'll turn it in next episode. We're going to be back down here anyway, trying to get all these iridium flakes and the shards that we need. That quest goes down here. But we need to get our booties back to the inn. Da, 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 da. I just got through reading this book. I finished it last night. Yeah, I think. Called Station 11. Pretty interesting book. It's worth a read. It's about... It's a couple of different stories, you know, like most stories are, but... Something called the Georgia flu comes to the United States. Well, it originates from somewhere else. not necessarily Georgia. Georgia is also a state in the United States, but there's another Georgia. But I think it's somewhere, it originates in Russia. Anyway, it ends up sweeping the planet, and 99% of the population is killed off. And it's interesting. It's not like a zombie apocalypse, that kind of stupid, ridiculous shit. It's about this group of people who they travel around. Some of them are orchestra members and some of them are theater performers. And they're performing Shakespeare and music going between these, like Walmarts that have become these small towns and things. It's really interesting. Interesting concept. I thought it was a pretty good read, gotta say. Okay, I'm going to sell the junk, all the rest of the stuff I'm going to try to sell on the auction house. We need the money. Need that money, honey.
Keep your feet on the ground.
You keep your feet on the ground. Tell me to keep mine on the ground. Fuck you think you are? Let's buy a few more drinks from the actual innkeeper, not Vidra.
What can I get for you today?
What? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Safe travels.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for this episode of the Iron Man Challenge. Take care. Take care out there. The Iron Man and myself will catch you in the next episode. Peace.
Farewell.